Welcome back to the Road Show this morning. The Buzz. Last Friday, University of Washington student Amanda Knox was found guilty of murder in Italy. It's a story that has been followed closely by the media for years. And now, a week later, her father has returned home to Seattle and is speaking out about the verdict. Let's take a listen to some of what he told reporters.
It's not right. I mean, they made a mistake, a huge mistake. To be in a system where you have reasonable doubt, I'm just sitting there going, you based this on what? There was no blood on the knife whatsoever. It was tested negative. What was found was one human cell. Don't have that videotape. Sorry, doesn't exist.
Why do you think she was found guilty?
My personal opinion is the huge media exposure.
Now, just to reorient people to what happened, Knox was sentenced to 26 years in jail in the death of her roommate in 2007 when they were exchange students in Italy. Knox's boyfriend at the time was sentenced to 25 years, and a third suspect has also been sentenced to heavy time. Basically, what happened here was, she was alleged to have participated in some sort of wild sex orgy involving 4 people in which her roommate, Meredith Kircher, did not want to participate. And as a result of that, they claim 2 men held her down and Amanda Knox cut this young woman's throat. Yeah. Do you guys think that she had a fair trial? Here's what surprises me. It has not been covered. You know, the father just talked about the fact that the media coverage, the wild media coverage. In Italy, sure. In Britain, yes. And yes, we've heard about it here, but it has not been like the O.J. Simpson trial, which it is playing like over there.
Or even Lisa Ling's sister, who was caught up in North Korea.
Exactly, exactly. So do you think that she got a fair trial? What do you guys...
I don't know. From what I've read on this, it seems like it was all based on circumstantial evidence, and it doesn't seem... At least for me, it doesn't seem as though there's anything really linking her to there. And was she found in front of the apartment?
No,
the day after?
She was. What happened was she claims that she came home after spending the night at her boyfriend Rafael Solicito's house. She came home back to the cottage that she was sharing with 3 other girls, one of which was Meredith Kircher. She took a shower. She noticed. It seemed like someone had gotten in. She took a shower. She notices blood, and so she tried to get a hold of her roommates. Couldn't. Called the police, and
so she's the one who called the police.
She is the one who called the police, and the police came in, but she was the first one in the house.
Sure.
The police come in, and Meredith Kircher is in her room, which is locked, and a foot is sticking out from underneath her comforter.
There's a fair trial here, and then there's a fair trial in Italy. They're 2 completely different things.
And they really are. I mean, the whole process of the way that the judicial system works in other countries, I think a lot of Americans go over and they think, well, I'm an American, I can do it my way. You got to play by the rules for whichever country is hosting you.
Well, you certainly know that if you go to Singapore and you chew gum, you're going to get lashed.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So I think part of the problem, what happened with them is that her and her boyfriend, shortly after the murders, were out doing stupid things.
Yeah, she was doing cartwheels in the police station when they were going, and splits when she was about to be interviewed. She was she was kind of cuddling with her boyfriend around the crime scene the next day.
The other thing that was very weird was that if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong on this, because you've been following this extremely closely and I haven't been, but didn't they give the jury the summer off?
Yeah, there's an entire year of not a year, but there's a long amount of time
that
for the
just
jury
doesn't
to go
seem
in.
sense to me to give them the opportunity to read all of the newspaper articles and watch the television that may or may not, I don't know, I wasn't there, influence their decision.
I want to bring Courtney Caligiuri into this in just a moment, but basically what I believe happened after looking at all of this is that here you have Amanda Knox, who is very outspoken about using drugs and about having sex with someone on a train and about all these different things, and Rafael Solicito, who was a knife collector. And so the police look and they figure, okay, here's what we've got. We've got a love triangle, and it's done. And then Rudy Gaudet, who ended up being involved in this, looked like he was involved, and so then they had to backpedal.
Just real quickly, I'm getting a rap sign. But there was no physical evidence.
There was no physical evidence.
If you're going to slit somebody's throat, trust me, you're going to have blood on it.
Courtney Caligiuri, I want to bring you into this. I know that people are commenting on our live blog. I think we're really going to have to wait and see what happens on appeal for Amanda Knox.
Which could take years.
Foxy Knoxy, as she's known.
Yeah, that's what the internet and the newspapers have tagged her. They're looking for more facts, more information, because here in the
In the U.S., we haven't been following this as closely as they have in Britain and Italy. But here's a look at what some of the bloggers have said on FoxProvidence.com. Smokey Will says, I feel that she did have something to do with it, but I don't know all the facts. And Lisa says she probably had something to do with it, but I'm not sure how much. I mean, there were others involved. And she also said, it's too bad they don't do things there like they do here. You know, they need more evidence. Here's our poll on FoxProvidence.com. What do you think of the verdict that Amanda Knox is guilty of murder? Your choices are A, I support the verdict and the sentence, or B, I think Amanda Knox is innocent. We also have a really long story on our website as well if you do want to catch up and see if you can gather all the info here. And here's what Facebook looks like right now. We've got about 3 comments, and Crystal Cassidy says, I think she is guilty and belongs in prison. You can't go to another country, commit a crime, and expect to get away with it just because you don't belong there. And Patricia Joyce Fargley says, I think she just may be there for a long time. So you can weigh in a bunch of different ways, and I'll be back with your poll results and see what you all said in about 30 minutes. For now, into the kitchen, Lily, you didn't break the torch out yet, did you?